Hi everybody, we're going to do our mat flow today. I hope you feel fit and well. We're going to be working on opening up these hips, working those abs and bringing in some back with our side lying work. Okay, so let's just start with our feet hip width apart. Knees are soft, working your way up to your hips, face forward. Let's bring the pelvis into neutral position. Arms down, piece of string pulls you up tall, chin tucks in. Inhale, shoulders rise. Exhale, bring those shoulder blades down. Let's start to take the attention to the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth, through to the ribs, and through to the spine. So just start to lengthen the breath, be body aware, connect the mind and muscle to allow the concentration to flow. On the next inhale, we're going to pull up through your pelvic floor. We're going to draw all the way up to your highest height, then engage those abdominals. On the next inhale, we're taking it to shoulder shrugs. Exhale, shoulders rise, then drop them. For 8, 3, last one. Arms come up, we're going to pull back wide and lengthen, wide. So we're really working on squeezing around those shoulder blades as we open through the chest. Last one. Arms extend, palms face, chest flies. Add resistance and close. Last one, stay out and let's circle forward for 10 with thumbs up. When we do our reverse, we're going to turn our thumbs down. Let's turn thumbs down for 10 in reverse. Really controlled. Really visualize that circle. Stay out for spine twist. Keep hips stable, move through the waist. Last one, and release. Bring the arm up for side bends for 6. Be aware of where you reach into. Last one, arm switch for 6. And release, shoulder roll out. Okay, so we're going to work a deadlift where we tip from the hip and then we're going to extend the arms and paddle. So hands at the side of the head. You can have a slight flexion in your knees. Then you're going to lean over like a table. Abs stay tight, extend arms. Slow and controlled paddle. For 6, place the arms back, squeeze the butt as you come up. 6 sets, that's 1. Extend. Place the hands back up. Good core control. When you've done your 6, reset, shoulder roll out. Okay, so we're going to work on our lunges. Now, if you can't do a lunge, take your leg back, don't be too close to the other, and just do like a mini dip. Okay, but if you can go larger, I would. Now, if you're really good at lunges, I want you to go as low as you can, hovering just above the floor for 10. This is our balance. Really squeeze the rear leg bottom. Take your time. And release. I'm just going to switch to show you the other side. So remember, if you can't do a lunge, come back and just work on that dip. Okay? If you can, go larger, up and down for 10. Last one, and shake those legs, super work. Okay, so we're going to take it to our roll downs. We've just got 8 repetitions on. Then we're going to come all the way down onto our back, preparing for bridge with flowing arms. Okay, so chin comes to chest, starts to slowly come down. If you need to bend through your knees, do so. Make sure the pelvis is equal. Inhale, slowly stack up. Reset those shoulders. So you're distributing the weight between both feet. Keeping that core and that pelvic floor on. Just start to be aware of how you feel through them. Working through 8, so I've got 2 more. Last one for me. Then bend through the legs and make contact with the mat. So we're going to take it to bridge with flowing arms. So really good core control. Pin the shoulder blades down to the floor. Slow and controlled peel up. In bridge, slow and controlled peel down and bring the arms down together. 12. So being really body aware of how I feel. So keeping it nice and slow, slowing down the practice, so you can be really aware of our muscles. Last one. And release, bring those arms back down. Okay, so you can either lift through your chest as we work through our opposite arm and leg lift. So you could either keep one leg bent and lift up through your chest, slow and controlled come down, or you can keep the head down and work through here. We're going to work 10 one side, 10 the other. If you'd rather have straight legs, go for straight legs, lifting up, lengthening down, keeping stability through the pelvis. We're working 10, and then we'll do 10 onto the other side. Now if you kept your head down this side, make sure you do the same on the other, as we're always aiming for symmetry. Last one, and release. Arm switch, and take it to the other. Stableness through the pelvis. Last one. And release. Let's bring those knees in and massage out. Well done. Super work. Okay, so we're going to take it on side lying. And we're going to work side lying developing. So we're going to stack out. Make sure you're laying on your right, ready to work your left. We slide up our leg, keeping the 90-degree angle and the pelvis open. We come to tabletop. We lengthen with a point. We flex, we outwardly turn behind us and we come down in a V. Then we go again. We're aiming for 12. If you need to chop down your repetitions, do so. So if you're new to this move, maybe you've got tight hips, then chop it down to 6 and massage out after. The reps is only a guide, depending on your level. Really opening up those hips, whilst bringing in flexibility through the legs. When we turn our foot out, you should be able to feel the ball and socket of the hip opening up as we're working on lengthening through the tendons and ligaments. Two more for me. How many do you have? Or have you massaged out earlier? Last one for me. I'm going to prop my head up now as we're going to be working our rainbow legs. So we're going to flex forward with the leg and point back for 12. One forward, one back is 1. Try to keep stable through the pelvis. If the pelvis is not staying stable, maybe bend through the underneath leg, just to give you a little bit more support. Last set for me. And release. If you need to tap out your hip, do so. Then we're going to extend the leg halfway up and work 10 small circles forward. And then we're going to do 10 in reverse. So I'm really visualising the circle, trying to stay as accurate as I can whilst lengthening and stretching the leg till it's uncomfortable. When you've done your 10, change the direction. If you need to tap out, tap out. Then we're going to come into our side plank position. So you can either stay on your forearm, or if you prefer, you can come up onto your wrist. If your elbow is, make sure your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder if you're on your forearm, and your wrist is directly underneath your shoulder. You can either stay half stacked, and even if you want modified, you could keep the hips down and just work the arm circles. Or you can extend the legs. So we're going to hold the plank up and work on circling for 6. So you could keep the hips down as a modified level and just work the movement through the ball and socket. So we're going to do 6 one way, and then I'm changing my direction for 6 the other, while still holding the plank. Even if you're keeping the hips on the floor, you're getting the movement out in the shoulder. And release, well done. Okay, we're going to come up to our seated position and we're going to work through bow and arrow. So we're going to extend our arms, relax through our shoulders, and we're going to pull back and move through the waist. Then we're going to lengthen, pull back. Now you may have your legs extended, that may be more comfortable. You might be sat on a cushion, propping the pelvis forward. Sit which is ever best for you. Six sets in total. Last set. Last one. Then we're going to repeat it with open door. We take our arms straight back and twist. Then we alternate and twist for 12 reps, which is 6 sets. Try not to elevate through your shoulder. Think about getting the movement through to the waist. One more either side. Last time. And knee hook. Well done. Okay, so we're going to take it to a spine stretch forward. If you'd rather extend the legs out like I do so. If you'd rather keep a bend here, do that. If you'd rather go cross-legged, go cross-legged. Our chin comes to our chest. As we C-curve and go in for our reach and slowly stack up. So that's from your front view, your side view is here. Now slowly peel up and stack up. Releasing all the upper back muscles. Keep seeing if you can try and reach a little bit further. Each time, remember you're lengthening out the pelvis and you're keeping the buttocks connected to the floor. Two more for me, then we're going to go onto the other side lying for our side lying developing. And release, super work. Okay, so let's prepare on the other side now. Laying on your left, ready to work your right. So stack up as one unit, everything's in alignment and in front of navel. We slide up the leg, keeping the pelvis open, come to tabletop. Lengthen with a point, turn to the flex, outwardly turn and down. Start to be aware of how you feel this side compared to the other. And did you chop any of the reps? Did you do a shorter amount? You need to try and remember. Doing well. Afterwards we've got those rainbow legs, the flex forward as we point back. I props my head up with my hand. Last one for me. And then we'll have those small circles. So if you need to bend the underneath leg, do so. Stack up so everything's in alignment. Flex forward, point back. One forward, one back is one. If you need to bend underneath leg, do so. It's not going to take anything away from the exercise. Really good core control. You should feel it through the tummy and really lengthen through the lever of the leg. And release. If you need to tap out, tap out. Extend the leg, work on a point, slow and controlled circles for 10. Really stretch the leg away, and 10 in reverse. And release, well done. So did you come onto your forearm for your holding, side plank with the arm circles? Or did you keep your hips down? Or did you go on your wrist? So you need to think exactly what you did on the other side. Okay, so I did 3/4 on my wrist. I'm coming up and I circle for 6. I follow with my neck just so I'm getting more neck mobility in. I'm still driving up the underneath hip. Then fire the other direction for 6. And slowly down. Let's just stretch those shoulders. So let's do either side. And the other. Then we're going to lay on our tummy and do some back extension moves. Okay, so we're going to come down to our back extension. If you need more support for your back, go more triangle with the legs, but try not to bring them in. We're going to keep the hands down by the side and work the upper body, and we're going to lift through our rear triceps. So we exhale up, squeeze, if you can, do 4 pulses, and slowly lower. Let's do 8 sets, that's 1. When you're done, I want you to place your hands by your breastbone and we're going to try and push up. You can either stick with more of an advanced cobra or you can come all the way up onto your knees for a narrow tri-press. Then you can lower down and up. If not, stick with cobra, it still brings in those triceps. If If you do want to do your triceps, you could go onto your knees and work your narrow position, how we usually do it here. Continue with the other if you can. It's good for you to get used to lifting up that body weight. Two more. Last one. Push all the way back. Chow pose. Let's just stay briefly in here. And let's just do full cat-cow. Just so we're aware if there's any tightness. Last one. And release. Sometimes when you're opening up your hips and they're super tight, they will target your back. So just by releasing your back at the end will help just to calm everything down. Taking it to eye of the needle, so bring your heel over and just work on gently pushing away, keeping the pelvis as centre as you can. Power the breath to the hip to the bottom. Done a little bit of equal of strength and mobility. Switch to the other side. Compare. Let's release those, come up to a seated position. We'll stretch out with our side bend and then we'll do a tricep extension. Hold. Drop the arm between or push here. And just work on this stretch, which is responsible for our rear shoulder rotation. Very important muscle, tricep. Then side bend, keep your shoulder blade back and down. Then to the other. Then carefully come up to standing, whichever's best for you, and super work as always. Goodbye!